We are live here tonight. Traci Lynn Cowan with Hollywood Vibe Entertainment, and we are here tonight at the Family Film Awards. What a great evening. It's so nice to capture the beauty behind the scenes here and on the red carpet, and seeing so many people, so many smiling faces. Being able to see faces is another thing. It's so grateful to be here and have people healthy and happy, and we're doing our thing, bringing Hollywood back to life again. So thank you for joining us, and thank you to the Family Film Awards. We are here tonight, Traci Lynn Cowan at the Family Film Awards. How exciting it is tonight to be out and having a great time and running into Lloyd Schwartz. So good to see you.
Hi, how you doing?
Fantastic. I'm just happy to be alive and healthy.
Yeah, all of us.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brady Bunch, is on television, so they're all healthy.
Yes.
Yes, It's been on for 50, 60 years, but it's healthy.
Okay, so one of my all-time favorites, and I know all of you that know me know that I love the Brady Bunch. So Lloyd Schwartz produced, and with his father as well, the Brady Bunch. And I mean, just fantastic. How was it created? Where did this come from?
Okay, well, it was a little article in the newspaper that said a couple gets married for the second time, they bring kids into the family. And they create the family. And so Dad said, that's a fantastic idea for a show, and he went and registered it right away, and then it became a series after that.
I do have another question, and I'm not sure if anyone ever asked you this, but was Zoom a thing in the past? Because you have a Zoom screen in the Brady Bunch, and is it just a coincidence?
No, what's funny about that is when Zoom came around, everybody was talking Brady Bunch all the time.
Yeah.
I'll be Marsha, I'll be like that.
Yeah.
So it's always relevant. The Brady Bunch is always relevant, ahead of its time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was your funnest moment, funnest times, memorable times, working on the Brady Bunch and being part of this?
I think, I started off when I was in college, and I worked with the 6 kids, and Dad said, here's these 6 kids. And I think the fun time was the relationship that we all had, I was like an uncle to them.
Yeah.
And I'd go to their houses. Since then I've been to all their weddings. Sometimes their next wedding and sometimes the next wedding, but still, and we're all still close,
I love it.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal concept, and it still is, and we're so glad and appreciate you created it. So let's talk a little bit about Gilligan's Island.
Okay.
Another one of my favorites, absolutely. How fun was that?
Well, you have to remember I was 15 when that show was on the air, but I did produce all the TV movies based upon it. And that was another thing. Dad's theory was the most important thing in the world is people learning to get along. And both Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island is that. And he says if the world would just learn to get along, it would be a much better place. And I think we can say that now even more.
Absolutely. And I love how many, especially with Gilligan's Island, the diversity and all the different people and the characteristics. And that's, and that's what we're trying to gather in this day and age, especially now.
Right. If we were to do Gilligan now, and a lot of people are suggesting that, it clearly would be diverse.
Yeah.
But at that time, television was pretty much white.
Yeah.
So he did it with class rather than, races and things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Any words of wisdom to producers and directors and screenwriters out there?
Yes, everybody has a camera now, and a sophisticated camera. Just do stuff. Okay. There's always a place. Now, there's millions, literally millions of places for your things to go with YouTubes and Real TV and all these places, and it's fantastic. And I think it's more wide open than it's ever been, and so just do stuff. Do stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Lloyd, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's great to see you at the Family Film Awards, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We are live, Traci Lynn Cowan, at the Family Awards tonight. It's Family Film Awards, and we have with us Bob Gale. So good to see you.
Hi, happy to be here.
Happy to see people and be around people. How does it feel?
It's nice to feel like the world is coming back to life after this past year.
Yes. Did you learn a lot about yourself? Did you have some time to spend with family?
Well, as a screenwriter, I work at home all the time anyway, so it was more like having my wife around a lot more than usual, saying, wow, maybe this togetherness stuff, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing. Well, that's great. So I have the question for you. For you, where did the idea come from, Back to the Future? Was it a dream? Was it just
No,
where did
Back
it come
to the Future, it's it's particularly fitting that this is the Family Film Awards
Yeah.
because it is truly a family story.
Yeah.
In August of 1980, I was visiting my parents in St. Louis, Missouri, and I found my father's high school yearbook. Never seen it before. Now, I attended the same exact high school that my dad did. So I thought, this is cool. Let's see what my high school looked like in 1940. Discovered that my father was the president of his graduating class.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, wow, the president of my graduating class was this bozo I'd have nothing to do with. Was my dad one of these rah-rah school spirit kind of guys who I couldn't stand? If I had gone to high school with my dad, would I have been friends with him? And boom, that was where the lightning bolt struck me. And I said, hey, there's a movie there. Kid goes back in time and ends up in high school with his dad.
I love it. So amazing. I mean, it's just such an iconic film, and it's so incredible. And I mean, I can probably say I've seen it probably about 43 times.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that.
One of my favorites. And as a newly screenwriter myself, during COVID, I decided to pick up a new hobby. So I wrote a short film, and we're turning it into a TV series. Do you have any words of wisdom for new screenwriters?
Absolutely. My words of wisdom are develop a cast iron constitution because you're going to get rejected a whole lot.
Okay.
You saw Back to the Future 43 times.
Yep.
That's about the number of times that the Back to the Future screenplay was rejected.
Okay.
And we just had to keep picking ourselves up and saying, okay, one rejection isn't the end of the world. 2 rejections isn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
20 rejections isn't the end of the world. 40 rejections isn't the end of the world. So that's my advice.
So keep going back in.
If you have a dream, you just got to chase your dream. People throughout history have always told the dreamers, nah, forget it. You're never going to amount to anything.
Absolutely.
It's not true.
Thank you for sharing your wisdom, and thank you for sharing your story. It's so great to see you. And where do we find you? How can people find you?
Just
Any social media?
no, I don't do any social media at all. I try to just, keep a low profile. You can go on backtothefuture.com to check on my whereabouts. Drive carefully so that you don't hit me crossing the street on Hollywood Boulevard or anything like that.
Thank you so much for your time today, Bob Gale, and it was great to see you.
Okay.
Thank you.